for the neck and for the shoulders. So nothing spectacularly difficult, more like movement, exploration, and the mobility, and stretching in the neck, upper back, shoulders, kind of like a place that I receive a lot of comments about, places in the body that are really tight and uncomfortable. And so this class is going to be gentle, accessible for all levels. And in the beginning of the practice, we're going to be sitting for a while. So if there's a cushion, a pillow, if you have yoga props, you can sit on them. It helps to bring your hips up higher, which for a lot of us helps to relax the groin and relax the knees a little bit more, so that instead of sitting up tall through our spine by crunching your shoulders up or by using muscles in the shoulders, we can bring our hips up higher and then actually relax the shoulders. So you can experiment here, sitting down, and there's kind of a natural rounding that happens in the back when we're sitting down. The pelvis tilts back and we kind of round ourselves forward. And then to sit up tall, you kind of arch your back and push your ribs forward and broaden through your chest, but you might be squeezing your shoulders, and we don't want that. We want the shoulders to be natural in their place. So you can pause the video and go get something to help support the spine so that everything is aligned a lot more naturally. We're not forcing any muscular movement in the upper back to hold our bodies in place. It doesn't mean you're failing at seated. I've been meditating for years, and I always use a block or a pillow to help support my hips so that I'm not holding myself in place, I'm not rounding or collapsing, nor am I overactivating the spine. So take a few moments to find a comfortable seat, and that comfortable seat might be kneeling. Kneeling is totally fine. You can also sit on a block kneeling. I'm going to be sitting cross-legged here today. Pelvis more or less neutral, maybe a tiny bit of a tilt forward. Spine alert, but relaxed. Space in between my ears and my shoulders. Relaxing the chin so that it's parallel to the floor. We're not lifting the chin, stretching the front of the neck. We want the head like it's floating above your torso. So you can bring your chin parallel to your mat. And maybe even move your head back just a tiny, tiny bit. With your eyes closed, imagining that your neck is long. From the collarbones to your chin, between the ears and the shoulders, and long through the back of the neck as well, smooth, no wrinkles. Relax your shoulders here. And you might connect that sense of relaxation to an exhale. So we'll breathe into your nose and out through the nose or the mouth, relaxing the shoulders. Feel like you're growing taller, a micro amount of space, a micro amount of height on your next inhale. And on your exhale, maintain that height, but feel relaxation through your shoulders and arms and through your low ribs, through your hips and legs. Do that one more time. Inhale, expand, grow a little taller. As you exhale, maintain your height, but feel yourself relaxing around your skeleton. And with your eyes closed, take a few breaths, arriving to your own practice. listening to your breath, maybe for the first time today. Letting your breath be smooth, circular. The inhale leading into the exhale, and the exhale leading into the inhale. Not rapidly breathing, but smoothly breathing, like it's never stopping. Take 3 breaths here, and as you breathe in, reach your arms out and up. Float your arms up and bring your palms together over your head, and exhale, bring your hands through the center line of your body. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And 1 more, inhale. Exhale. And keep your palms together firmly but lightly at the center of your chest. Relax your shoulders. Bring your chin parallel to the mat. Set an intention for your practice. What would you like to receive by practicing today? What's a wish or dedication you have for these short practices? Doesn't have to be something physical. It can be practicing for another person, practicing for more peace, practicing for connection. We're going to add a little bit of breathing exercise into the beginning of our practice, adding a pause on the inhale. So for a few breaths, you can open your eyes, release your hands, and we're going to breathe in about 50% of the way and bring your arms shoulder height. Pause, and then breathe in the rest of the way and bring your hands over your head, and exhale out your nose or your mouth, bringing your hands to center. Inhale about 50%, arms parallel to the floor. Breathe in the rest of the way. And exhale, breathe out your nose and your mouth, bring your hands to center. So close your eyes and continue. Inhale halfway. Breathe in the rest of the way. And exhale. Hands pass through center. A few more times. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue with your own rhythm. Last one. Release your hands to your legs. Release any control of the breath. Breathe normally. Shoulders relaxed. Chin to your chest. Inhale, open the throat. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, open the throat. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, open your throat. And exhale, bring your head to neutral. Look over your right shoulder. try and keep the shoulders neutral. Bring your chin to your chest. Exhale. Inhale. Roll your right ear towards the right shoulder. And exhale. Bring your chin back to center. Inhale. Roll to the other side. Exhale. Roll your chin towards center. Inhale. Roll to the right. Exhale, roll towards center. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Inhale to the left. Exhale. Continue with your own breath, your own rhythm of breathing. And you can add really tiny, subtle changes to this movement. Maybe it feels good to open your mouth. Trying not to not clench your teeth. For some of you, it feels good to take full circles around in one direction. Make sure you do that in both directions. Only if that feels good on the neck. Take a few more breaths, maybe 3 or 4. We'll meet with the head neutral. If you'd like to, you can adjust your seat, removing props, maybe switching the crossing of your legs. So majority of this practice is seated. We're going to bring the right hand over to the right and reach your left arm kind of diagonal, like my arms are in the same line, and then slowly lean over to the right. And then inhale, push into the right hand. Stretch your left arm diagonal. Exhale, lean over to the side. And do that again. And then this last time we'll stay leaning to the side. Some of you, the elbow reaches the ground. You can lower the right elbow to the ground. Neck released, relaxed. Left hip grounded. Stretching through the left side body. Start to reach your left arm to the left, stretch it to the left, but keep your right ear towards the right shoulder. Move your left arm, like sweeping it through the air, looking for the best stretch here. Both hips on the ground, exploration. Stretch your left arm to the left, and then bring your right hand over to the left ear and give yourself a little bit more of a neck stretch. So that can be assisting the right ear towards the right shoulder. You can also bring your hand towards more the back of the head and kind of pull your forehead towards the right knee. Stretching through the upper back, the back of the neck. Breathe here. Release your right hand, and we'll twist to the left. Bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you. But the left hand helps to elongate your spine. So put your left hand down behind you, push it into the ground, and then we'll look as far as we can over the right shoulder. Keep your right shoulder relaxed. Feel the stretch to the left side of your neck, maybe down into the arm. And then as you wish, you can turn the gaze forward towards the camera. You can look to the left, or you can look behind you, twisting the spine. Breathe. Only twisting as deeply as you can breathe deeply. Last breath. Keep your right hand on the left knee. Bring your left arm over the right arm. And then we're going to rock back. Bring your chin to your chest. Breathe into your upper back. Release your arms. Take a deep breath in. Reach your arms up. And then bring your hands back to center. And then we'll switch our sides. Bring the left hand down. Reach your right arm diagonally. And then exhale, lean over to the left. And inhale, come out a little bit, push down into your left hand. And then exhale, lean to the side. Last one. Stay here for a few breaths. If the left elbow touches the ground, great. Something we want to focus on, we want to feel is that there's space between your shoulders and ears. So try not to crunch up for the sake of depth in the posture, but feel like we're looking for length here, but length everywhere. Length through the right hip down into the ground, length through the right side body, through the right arm, but also through the neck. And then swim your right arm over to the right, but keep your left ear reaching towards the left shoulder, and then swim, stroke the right arm through the air, looking for the spot where you want to feel your stretch. Might be different. It's going to be different for everyone. Breathe. And then take your left hand to the right ear and gently assist your stretch. You can stretch the side of the neck. You can also stretch more towards the back, so taking kind of the back of the head and pulling it towards the left knee. Release your head and twist. Bring your left hand to the right knee. The right hand behind you supports. Push it down. Maybe only the fingertips are touching the ground. Then look over your left shoulder and look as far as you can to the left and feel both shoulders drop down. You can stay exactly like that. You can start to move your head into the twist as well, not opposite of the twist, but moving it into the twist. You can look to the right and look over your right shoulder. Bring your right arm over the left arm. Hold your knees. Rock yourself behind your sit bones towards the tailbone. Bring your chin to your chest. Breathe into your upper back. And then slowly release. Release your arms up. Each time we sweep up, notice if there's any more mobility there. Relax your hands to your heart center. For those of you seated, we're going to move on to our hands and knees. Kneeling. If you've been kneeling this whole time, maybe stretch your legs out for a little bit. Spine long, but shoulders not agitated, not active, relaxed shoulders. So we're lengthening the spine, from the pelvis, and not lengthening the spine by shrugging our shoulders. Bring your arms out to the sides, and then wrap your arms around you. Right arm over the left. You can hold your shoulders and pull your shoulders down. Option 1. Option 2 is wrapping your hands around you and holding on to the inside of the shoulder blade and pulling your arms forward. Option 2, kind of pulling your elbows parallel to the mat. And option 3 is interlacing your arms, eagle arms. In any of these 3 postures, you can move your elbows up and down really gently. Breathe. And reach your arms out. And switch the crossing. Left arm over the right. You can hold your shoulders and pull them down. You can wrap your hands around, holding onto the shoulder blades. You can interlace your arms. And then move your elbows up and down. Move the elbows, not the shoulders. See if you can isolate this movement here. Continue to breathe through your nose. And then stretch your arms out and release your hands. We'll interlace the option here is to come into rabbit pose. So rabbit pose will be difficult if you have your hair like mine. For those of you with tight shoulders, you can stay here holding your hands behind you, broadening across the shoulders. So it's not about stretching your arms back. This isn't totally necessary here. What we want to be feeling is broadening in the chest. You can even pull your shoulders down, pulling your knuckles down towards your heels and gently pulling your ribs in so that we feel a nice big stretch across your chest towards the shoulders. For those of you wanting to experiment with rabbit pose, you can bring your forehead towards the floor. Option 1, lifting your hands up and then maybe rolling towards the top of your head or even kind of towards the back of your head, stretching the back of the neck and the shoulders simultaneously. So you're staying seated, stretching the shoulders, or you're on your forehead, or you're reaching your knuckles up and rolling towards the top of your head like rabbit ears. And then slowly release. We'll meet back seated. Release your hands. Come onto your hands and knees. Allow for a few moments of organic movement. I really like that in the practice, encouraging you all to move organically so that you can move how you need and how your body's telling you to. Maybe cat and cow, lifting the chin and tailbone and then arching the back, arching and rounding your spine, making sure to have a soft face, maybe even smiling as you move. But this might also mean that there's some other movement that you'd like to add in here. Maybe some shoulder rolls or pressing back towards child's pose. Anything that feels good here. Moving the shoulders inevitably moves the spine. We'll be in center and we'll come onto our elbows. So you can lower your elbows down. We're keeping the hips over your knees and stretch your right arm out in front of you. Stretch it straight and then lower your forehead to your pillow, a block, or the floor. And we're tractioning back here. So the left shoulder is over the left elbow. The right arm is stretched out in front of you, stretching it forward. At the same time, we're very gently pulling back and up through the armpits and through the ribs and through the hips, so that you feel a nice long stretch through the right side, right shoulder. And then lift your head, bring your right elbow down, right elbow under the right shoulder. And then stretch your left arm out. Stretch it out straight. And then as you lower your head, you'll start to feel lengthening through that whole left side. Keeping your hips over your knees. Keeping the left fingertips reaching out. But then feel a little bit of traction. So press your left hand down and pull your left armpit up really gently. Same in the low ribs. And feel that nice long stretch through the left side. Last breath. Lift your head, bring your elbows down, then press into your hands. Lift your elbows, come back into tabletop. Separate your knees. Press your hips back towards your heels. And we'll take the right hand and walk it over to the left. We're not twisting here, right? So we're not going to be turning the head or lifting your hips. We're walking the right hand over to the left. Walk your left arm forward, but try to lower your chest square down towards the mat so that the left ribs and right ribs are reaching simultaneously down towards your mat. You can have your chin
nose, forehead on the ground, or you can look to the left. But the same thing, we want to feel a little bit of traction here. So lower your left ribs as much as you can. So the chest is squared, lowering over the right arm, and feel a little bit of traction through the right shoulder over towards the right side of your mat, like you're wanting to pull the arm there. Press into your left hand, lift the left elbow, lift your head, stretch the right arm out, ooh, strong, and then change your side. So the left arm starts to walk over to the right, and then start to walk your right hand forward as you lower your chest, squared, down towards the mat. So it's going to be easier to lower the left side of your chest and the left shoulder, but try to lower your right side as well. And as you do so, be pulling your left shoulder really slightly over to the left, and your chin and nose and forehead can be down, or you can be looking to the right. Last breath. Slowly lift your right elbow, slide the left arm out, come back into tabletop, knees under your hips. Take an arched spine, take a rounded spine. Come to tabletop, walk your hands a little bit tiny forward and come into downward facing dog. Notice how the shoulders feel after our practice. You want the shoulders to feel in their place, stable and strong, but open as well. So really exciting pose for the shoulders because we're working both flexibility and stability here. And so breathe in. As you exhale, lower onto your knees. As you inhale, come into cow pose. As you exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Take another breath. Press your hands down, pull your armpits up. Inhale. Exhale, lower into your knees. Inhale, come into cow pose. Exhale, come into downward facing dog. Last one. As you exhale, lower onto your knees. Come into a cross-legged position. And then maybe grab your block, support your hips. Sit up tall. Take a moment here for check-in, like what feels different now? What were you coming to the practice with? What were you holding in your neck, in your upper back, and your shoulders? Was that physical tension, emotional tension? And how does it feel now? Take one more pose here before resting, and either do this posture seated or on hands and knees. One last release here. Turn your fingers back towards you. Place your palms on the ground, and this might be as much as you can do. For some of you, it feels okay to sit back towards your heels. We'll take 3 lion's breaths. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale out the mouth, stick your tongue out. 2 more. slowly peel your hands off. Bring your hands to heart. And decide here how you'd like to take a few moments of rest. That can mean sitting quietly with your back supported by a door or a wall. You can lay down, but after we end this video, please take a few minutes of rest and relaxation. Thank you. Namaste.